To succeed, you gotta do your best. But to win, you gotta be the best. Go. What up? Is me, Prez, back at you with another Real Ninja Reacts. A Real Ninja Reaction. Okay. We got a video here today, and it is called Social Worker Sexually Abuses Boy Shows Up on the Porch with a Gun. What the fuck? Like, you sexually abusing the boy wasn't enough? Now you gotta do a pop-up, huh? You mad at their parents, huh? Okay. Well, before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You know, do all that stuff that us content creators ask you to do. But if you don't want to do that, it's because you got that money. You got that paper, right? Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. And you can see it's a Cash App scrolling right there on the bottom. It's going to pay. It's going to pay. Oh. When it come back around, go ahead and send me $5. Say, Prez, you're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. All right? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Lego!
This was a catastrophic betrayal of trust.
Guilty. That's the word for a now disgraced social worker who was caught sexually assaulting a 13-year-old boy she'd been assigned to counsel.
Yeah, Peyton Shires has a death sentence if she's required to register as a sexual offender.
What's more, the boy's mother found out about the assaults through texts, photos, and videos on the teenager's phone.
You would be...
Like, come on now. You see this lady right here? You got to be sick. Because, bitch, you can get some dick. The fuck is wrong with you? Now, coming from a man that was taken advantage of at a very young age multiple times, you know what I mean? I think I made it out sane, you know what I mean? It really does something to the person that happens to, you know what I mean? So let me give a shout out to that young man. I hope you can overcome such a traumatic thing. Let's go.
Appalled at how often we see a personality disorder with the abusers. Another
cream pies all day. You know what I mean? This is a pretty lady. You telling me it wasn't a man that you could mess with? See, we in a time where women are actually showing their true colors. Okay, we're in a time where it's historically men used to do these things. Okay, but now they say men and women are the same. Women are getting into positions that men were, and we're all human. So I guess it's a human thing to do. I guess, you know what I mean? Well, not for everybody, for the sick people, you know what I mean? So sick women and sick men. I think that's what's going on.
In other words, they are above the law. They will not get caught.
Things take yet another turn when the counselor shows up at the boy's home armed with a gun.
She's already being charged with sexual assault of a minor, and now she takes a firearm to the parents' home. I think that really reveals her desperation. She got caught.
We're taking a deep dive into the case so far and a look ahead at what's next for the boy's family.
So I think this is a really solid case against Shire's employer, and this is easily a 7-figure case.
Let's begin with a law and crime legal alert. Google Incognito tracked users' browsing data without their knowledge. Now Mass Tort Alliance, one of our legal sponsors, is helping users to hold Peyton Shires, who is now up against a nearly 3-decade-long prison sentence.
This is a social worker who is supposed to be looking out for the best interest of a 13-year-old boy during a traumatic time for him. And what does she do? She manipulates him, violates his trust, and allegedly sexually abuses him. Doesn't get any worse than this.
That's criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool, who specializes in sex abuse cases.
When you have a female with a young boy, sometimes in the mind of the female, like they're thinking, hey, this isn't that bad. This isn't wrong. Boys want to be with girls. So I'm not really doing anything out of the ordinary. In fact, maybe I'm even helping this young man move along with his his sexual development.
The case takes us back to
That's how they feel. That's how they feel.
June
They
2023.
think they're doing the young man service. Okay. They think it's all right. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm breaking him off early, you know. Oh, he gonna be real experienced when he get older, because women love experience. And some women just love being the experience also.
When Shires was assigned to counsel a 13-year-old boy in Columbus, Ohio. The boy allegedly had behavioral issues at school, and his parents brought him to the National Youth Advocate Program for help.
This bitch a mom too? Well, I ain't gonna lie, shoot two of the women that mishandled me were mothers. So that's a shocking thing too, man, that you got kids and you hurt kids. It's crazy.
That's when Shires first connected with the boy.
Ass. That's a little dump back there. She bogus as fuck. Go get some grown dick, bitch.
And from there, the interactions quickly grew nefarious. By fall 2023, the boy's mother had become suspicious and eventually found messages on his phone from Shires. In the texts, Shires asked the boy whether his mother had found any photos or videos or if they'd been deleted. When police took a closer look, they found those photos and videos showing explicit images of Shires and the boy.
Of course. You think a 13, 15-year-old, however this boy is, deleted some grown lady titties? Oh, he showed all his friends. Bitch, you're stupid. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, if you're gonna take advantage of them, now, don't take advantage of young men, don't take advantage of young women, period. Okay, but if you're gonna take advantage of them, how about you leave as less evidence as possible? I'm just saying. Why are you sending him text messages and pictures of yourself? No one is going to be found one day. It's in his phone. Even if you delete it, you can go get him still. That's crazy.
Well, a lot of these cases,
not only are you a dumb bitch, you a stupid bitch. I wanted to say something. You know what? We're going to keep going.
A lot of these sexual abuse cases involving minors aren't figured out, and they are not prosecuted without some tangible, credible, reliable, corroborating evidence. We always hear the word corroborate. You really need that in a sexual abuse case involving a minor. Why? Because prosecutors often look at a young person, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and they say that that person may not be as reliable, right? Their memory may not be as sharp, and they may not be able to hold out on the stand.
I just said that. Like, now, I'm not trying to tell you ways of how to get away with it at all. Bitch should go to jail for a long time. All right. But evidence, you're sending pictures, text messages, asking about his mom, bitch, fuck you.
And right? Are you going to prosecute a case against an alleged child molester with a 13-year-old who's got to get up on the stand in front of jurors in a courtroom and tell the story? So oftentimes prosecutors are reluctant to go forward with the prosecutions of the abuse of minors. But here you have additional corroborating evidence. I mean, I had a case a couple of years ago with a 15-year-old girl attending a private Catholic school here in the Los Angeles area. And we had the same thing happen. Father finds text messages from a female teacher. So this is a female teacher with a female student. And I have to tell you, the text message exchange between the 15-year-old girl and the female teacher was the basis of the entire case. I read through a litany, like a booklet of text messages between the two, and that sealed the prosecution of.
Damn. What's crazy? Is that a husband? I don't see a ring there. Okay. But, I mean, damn it. I'm about to make a joke. I don't mean it though. Okay. Is it the husband's fault? Come on, bang your wife out. Okay. It ain't his fault. She's sick. She would have did it regardless. It don't matter how much dick, how big the dick is. She want little kid dick. That's what she wants.
That female teacher.
What's interesting to me in this case, you spoke about corroborating evidence, and Peyton Shires had sent this boy text messages. So we have the texts, and then additionally, there's allegedly video or photos of them in these sexual positions. Why would she leave all this evidence out there? Would she think that she's just going to get away with it?
Yeah, great question. So
Yes. I'm not sure what. I mean, I can't wait to see to the end, see what they actually gave her. You know what sentence they gave her, but it's never a lot. It's never. I mean, shoot, a guy do some shit to a girl. Oh, they gonna get like 10, 15 years, just like a murder. You know what I mean? But I just seen women get off of probation. I just seen women have sex with a young man, have the baby, and keep the baby, and put the young man on child support. It's all unfair, you know. So women operate in a entitled zone. Okay, they operate there. All right, they feel like they're entitled to everything. I was just talking to some ladies. They feel entitled that men open the door for them. Like, a man should open the door. Why? Why? Are you opening up doors? What is the women equivalent to entitlement? What is the woman equivalent to open up doors for? So what would a woman do for a random man she don't know? All right, I guess open up the door. But do y'all do that?
I've done a lot of sexual abuse cases involving minors, and you would be appalled at how often we see a personality disorder with the abusers. In other words, they are above the law. They will not get caught. And for example, here, when you have a female with a young boy, sometimes in the mind of the female, like they're thinking, hey, this isn't that bad. This isn't wrong. Boys want to be with girls. So I'm not really doing anything out of the
He's not going to tell.
ordinary. In fact, maybe I'm even helping this young man move along with his sexual development. So I feel like,
Yeah, you telling me this blonde hair, blue eyed bitch couldn't get you couldn't cheat with somebody of an adult age? Let's even like okay, listen to me. I'm just hey, I'm here to make content. All right. So just listen to me. Don't take what I say for ironclad statements. Okay. So why if you like young boys, I'm pretty sure 17 is legal somewhere. Okay. In some state. All right. Wouldn't it have been more fun to get to fly yourself out to Nebraska where the legal age is 17? I don't know if it's 17 or not. I don't know if it's really 17. But wouldn't it be fun to fly yourself out to Nebraska, get you a 17-year-old to wang that thing out? All right. Shit's weird. You're still cheating. It's with a child, but it's legal. Just go ahead. Why don't you go the legal route? Okay. Then everybody can just point their finger at you and say, ew, that bitch is nasty for fucking kids. But the law can't come get you. All right. And shit, if Nebraska say 17 is an adult, guess what? You're not fucking kids no more. I think it's a power dynamic. Okay, let's go. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Leave me a cash app. Send me $2. Say prayers. You stupid as shit.
like it's a borderline personality disorder that a lot of these abusers have. And by the way, I've been involved in cases where the abuser abuses multiple victims. I had a case recently against the city of Santa Monica where a man volunteered at a police activities league, a nonprofit with after school kids, and he ended up abusing young boys and some young women for the span of 10 to 15 years. This went on, and he dressed up like a police officer, pretended to be a cop, did what this woman did here, would take the kids out to eat.
Be an authority figure. A situation that happened to me. My mom, my dad, my stepdad actually, but I call him my dad because he's a wonderful man. Only person that's been my dad. So my dad. I'm not gonna get too deep in this because I ain't never told my mom this story. All right, but my dad warned me about a lady. Said, "Hey, son, don't you ever be in the room by yourself with this lady, okay?" And I said, "Okay, Dad, no problem. Shit, sounds easy to me. I don't even know her like that. You know what I mean? Shit." But she was a friend of the family, and but not a friend that I would never be over her house. There would be no reason for me to go over her house. But one day I was over her house. Okay, I'm not even going to tell you how. Just in case my mom ever run across this video, I don't want her to think she let me down or something like that, or my dad's. I don't want them to feel like they let me down. It was definitely a situation where I was taken advantage of, and outside of me just not being a child, it was going to happen. It was going to happen. All right, so and why I'm telling you that story is that my dad said don't be in, because he knows that she'll fuck a little kid. You know what I mean? Shit. So uh, it came down to a situation where I was alone with her, which she facilitated through adult manipulation. You know what I mean? And she took advantage of it. Dad was right. I wasn't the first one. Okay. And so watch your kids, these ladies, watch your sons, watch your daughters also. You know what I mean? These ladies looking for relationships. There's not enough grown men to go around, I guess. You know what I mean? Shit. So these ladies looking for relationships, they'll take your daughter too.
He would buy them gifts, grooming, and it went on for years. So you could ask yourself too, what's this guy thinking? How does he think he's not going to get caught? And I think that's what happened here. But one thing that's important in these abuse cases involving minors is the grooming process. So if you're a parent watching this, you need to be paying attention to your child interacting with a social worker, with a therapist, with a teacher, with a doctor, with a priest. You've got to pay close attention to that relationship, because oftentimes you will see what's called grooming, because these abusers have to build a trust level with the minor before the abuse takes place. And that's how they do it: buying them gifts, buying them clothes, buying them tennis shoes. And that's where parents can try to preempt this and then do what the young man's mom did here. Look at your phone and see if there's anything happening here, which she did find that out.
After the boy's mother contacted police, they set up a three-way call where Shires admitted to the sexual assaults. Shires spoke on the phone with the boy's mother as police secretly listened in to her confession. That led to her arrest in October 2023 and initial charges of sexual contact with a minor. Shires was released on $50,000 bond, but that's not where the story ends. There's multiple facets to this case because there was this
$50,000 bond. That's $5,000. That's all. This bitch got $5,000 to get out of jail on. Her husband gonna flip that. But he gonna put that on their bond for sure, 100%. You know, I think it should have been more, at least 100,000. This a young person. It should set you into financial trouble just to get out of jail. Not even to fight the case, just to get out of jail.
Alleged relationship happening for some time. But then after Peyton Shires was arrested, she was arrested again. And this is because she went to the victim's home with a gun and then was suicidal at the front door. There were hours-long standoff outside of this home. Have you ever heard of anything like this?
I've not.
Wow. Okay. I forgot about that part. I read that part. Social workers sexually abuse boys and then shows up on the porch with a gun. I forgot about that part. Now, as a man who ladies like, okay, I mean, hey, they like me, bro. And I done pissed off some bitches before, okay? And a pissed off bitch is the worst. I'll tell you that right now. Now, I ain't talking about the pissed off ladies. I'm talking about a pissed off bitch. She'll come to your fucking house with a fucking gun. Know that. All right? Be careful, young man. He was putting that dick down. She wasn't mad that she got caught. She mad that he broke up with her basically by her getting caught.
Not seen a case or heard of a case where an alleged child molester would grab a deadly weapon and then go to the home of the parent of the child allegedly molested.
Yeah, she in that crazy smock, as you can see, trying to play the crazy card. She's still looking fuckable right now. I literally hate this bitch now because you could, hey, now I'm just playing around, okay? Sort of, kind of. But I would have cracked you if it would have saved this young man. Use me. You could have used me, ma'am, okay? You didn't have to do that, young boy. I want to know, was he black or white? Was he Mexican, Chinese? I want to know. I need to know. This bleached blonde. So,
and threatened to kill herself. The reason why we don't see that often is because it's adding fuel to the fire. I mean, she's already being charged with sexual assault of a minor, and now she takes a firearm to the parent's home. I think that really reveals her desperation. She got caught, and it's what we call the art of deflection in the litigation world, where she was trying to deflect, right? And think about what she did. She was now portraying herself as the victim. Oh my God, I'm going to have to commit suicide if you talk about this, or if you tell on me, if you cooperate with prosecutors, I might have to kill myself.
oh,
You think about that. That's another
more manipulation.
mental psychotic disorder, I think, that she's suffering from as well.
This incident led to additional charges for Shires, including intimidation to a victim or witness.
I want to come on this bitch face just because. I mean, hey, listen to me. I'm just talking from. I want to save this. I wish I could have saved this young man. You could have got this dick, man. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. You didn't have to go there. Okay, if you wanted me to play Google Gaga with you, I would have did it just to save this young man.
And discharging a firearm as the gun she brought to the victim's home went off. It seems to me that these two things paired together led to the plea deal. So that corroborating.
Hey, I am a sucker for a decent body. All right, and I'm going to say she got it. Like, what is wrong with this bitch? Like, there's no reason for you to be having an affair with a young man. Okay, you could have been getting bukkakied, DP threesomes, Eiffel Towered, all type of stuff. Okay, glory hold, cuckold, is that the cuckold? Whatever. Okay, you could have got all that. But said you want to go to a fucking high school and pick a young boy up.
Evidence that we spoke of, and then these additional charges that came when she had this weapon outside of their home. Do you think that the plea deal was the correct route to take?
Yeah, given everything we're talking about, you have text messages that are confirming the sexual encounters. You have videotape. Where do you ever get videotape of a sexual encounter?
Why are they offering plea deals to fucking pedophiles, though? I guess it's the law. I'm all about the law. If it's well, I'm sort of all about the law. Okay, so I guess if it's legal, I'm just the prosecutor that wouldn't offer a pedophile. Definitely, if it's a slam dunk case, we're just gonna take this to where it need to go. But I guess to save the city, the state some money, you plead it out. I don't know. I don't get it. Why would you give a pedophile a whatever that's called? I forgot. I'm smoking. I forgot. Whatever.
Encounter between an adult female and a 13-year-old boy. You hardly ever see
plea deal.
That. So prosecutors had that in their backpack. And then you add on to that the fact that Shires ends up going to the home. It's the worst thing she could have ever done. Going to the home of the young boy with the gun and threatening to kill herself. That by the way, that re-traumatized the 13-year-old. It traumatizes the parent, but that made things even worse. So that's why I believe that Shires ended
13. Man, that is crazy. man, when I'm gonna, I was taken advantage 4 times in my life by 4 different women, and I'm gonna say 3 were grown women. 3 were grown women, and one was a girl my age, but it was a big old bitch. She was huge. Okay, uh, and in these situations, if I was a girl and that was a guy, they definitely would have called it uh, old the old snatching of the goodies from an unwilling participant.
Up copping a plea deal now, because who knows? The further this case could have gone along, they might have found out more damaging information about Shires. Maybe they found more text messages. Maybe they found something on her phone. Maybe they found another videotape, and maybe the charges get elevated. Maybe she's looking at more jail time. So I think what her lawyers did is they cut off the bleeding. Yeah, you caught us. This was bad. Let's try to minimize the damage.
As part of the plea deal Shires made in the late May, she was found guilty of 4 counts of unlawful sexual misconduct with a minor, 1 count of inducing panic with a firearm specification, and 1 count of intimidation to a victim or witness. A second intimidation charge was dropped, as was the discharging firearm charge, as investigators later determined Shires hadn't purposely fired the weapon at the boy's home.
What the fuck? She didn't purposely fire a weapon, but she brought one over here and it went off. Man, see, I already can tell she ain't gonna get what she deserved.
Forward, she has sentencing ahead of her, and she could face up to 28 years behind bars. What do you feel about that sentence? Do you think that the judge will lean?
Look at this thing. Like, I'm just saying, like, this is my type of white bitch. Excuse my language. Caucasian. I don't know what y'all like. I like the swirl. Okay. I'm what they call a universal man. All right. Most women like me. Chinese, Mexican, white, black. They all like. Okay. 6'2", 225. You got 10% body fat. I'm ripped up. I'm pretty decent. Okay. This is beautiful. You know what I mean? The smile is beautiful. I'm funny. I'm universal. This is, I don't know why I just told y'all that, but I'm just saying, I don't want y'all to think I'm throwing some racism out there by calling her a white chick. That's what she is, goddammit, shit. So, yes, this is my type of flavor. I'm telling you right now. She would fucking love me. You know what I mean? But she weird as hell. I would pick that up early.
Toward the lengthier sentence or a lesser sentence because this is her first offense?
Yeah, I think the judge is going to lean toward a lesser sentence. I have, over the last decade, I've seen a lot of child sexual abuse cases, and I have been bitterly disappointed.
I just told y'all that women been getting away with this shit lately. Probation, ruin a kid's life, get time served because you've been in there for 6 months. I mean, you just got to register for as a sex offender for the rest of your life. So big fucking whoop-de-doo. If nobody ever looks at this fucking list, guess what? You just living life, okay? Look at this bitch, man. This is not, I like a fit woman. This is a fit lady. Okay? She definitely works out. So you telling me you going to the gym to get sexy for a 13-year-old? Weirdo.
With the length of jail time that these molesters are given, it is staggering, especially out here in California. I mean, I had a case of a teacher at an elementary school years ago, and he was indicted on molesting 7 or 8 young girls, and he got 25 years to life. Are you serious? 25 years to life? That means he could be out on parole after about 18 years.
Whoa, okay. When I hear 25 years of life, I know that you're not eligible for parole until that 25 years. He's saying 18 though. I don't get that. I mean, I guess you only got to serve a certain amount of your time. I don't know. That just confused me. But 25 years of life, when I hear that, I thought you couldn't go up for parole for 25 years, which is a long time. So if you're 25, you're going to be 50. I know that you ruin some lives, but 50, your life's pretty much over with. Your life is over with, you know. But that's just up for parole. That don't mean you're gonna get it. Okay, so that's crazy. That's a lot. That should be a life sentence. But you didn't kill nobody. That's the crazy part about this type of situation, is that you didn't kill nobody. You didn't end any lives. You definitely destroyed some lives, but you didn't cease a life. So can I give you a life sentence for that? I mean, you definitely should be in jail for a long time, okay? And if it just happened to be for the rest of your life, it just happened to be. I feel it should be some bottom line mandatory sentencing for a situation like this. So if you mess with little kids, mandatory 15 years. Okay. If it's multiple kids, you get, I mean, they're not consecutive. They're, they're consecutive. Okay. Back at the back. Okay. Not congruent. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of high right now. Maybe mixing up them words. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a pretty short sentence.
Are you kidding me? And by the way, there were more kids that he molested. The indictment only had 7 or 8. Here you've got, and again, I'm not minimizing what she did, but it's probably her first criminal offense, probably her first offense involving a sexual nature against a minor. The court's going to look at her job history. She's got a responsible job. She was working as a social worker. And again, you've got the mental health component too. I think that's going to have to be looked at by the judge before he issues a sentence, wouldn't you think? I mean, here you got a woman going to the boy's home with a gun, threatening to kill herself. She has some mental health issues that I think need to be flushed out before she goes to sentencing. And by the way, her lawyer, Shire's lawyer, might argue that because of the mental health issue that she had, he or she will argue for leniency. I wouldn't be surprised if Shire's lawyer has Shire's examined by a forensic psychologist, for example, to go through what's going on in her mind, why she would do this to a 13-year-old, why allow videotape, why text, why go to the home with the gun. Is there some kind of
This bitch is stupid. All right. She wanted a relationship with a young man. If she was in a relationship with an older man, she'd be doing the same thing, sending them text messages, sexual pictures, being how she was with that grown man like she was with that boy. That's all it is. She wasn't worried about getting caught. She having a relationship. She cheating. That's all that is.
Underlying mental health issue. A good criminal defense lawyer is going to delve into that and bring that to the judge at sentencing. And if her lawyer does that, then I think you're going to see a shorter sentence. I mean, we have a problem across the country with prosecuting child molesters. Like you said, we finally have corroborating evidence. Let's go forward. We don't want to rely on the 13-year-old on the stand. But more important than that, I just think across the board, across our country, these jail terms are too short for sexual abusers of minors.
Because they get out and do it again. I just, if you don't know, I do a morning show also. Hey, let me know if you're interested in podcasts or reaction videos. I was thinking about making a separate page for my reaction videos from my podcast, okay? I feel like they all can go on the same page, but let me know, okay? But yeah, let's keep going.
I wouldn't be surprised if she got a jail sentence of somewhere, between 5 and 8 years, and then she's eligible for parole after 3 or 4 years, because this is her first offense and because of perceived mental health issues.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I do a morning show, and I just did a story on a man who did 15 years for involuntarily diddling a child. And no, hold on. intentionally diddling a child, and he did his 15, got out, kidnapped the kid. He couldn't. I need baby's flesh. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even help himself. So kidnapped the kid, did what he did. They called him the kid's. The kid lived. I ain't gonna say okay, but that's crazy. I mean, she's gonna get 4 to 8 years probably. Maybe do 3 or 4. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
And look, the fact that she had a good job with the county as a social worker will be percolating in the mind of the judge. The judge might be thinking, should we allow this woman to be rehabilitated? I know out here in California, and especially here in LA County, our district attorney believes in rehabilitation. So shorter jail terms, let's work on rehabilitating the perpetrator to get he or she back out into society to be productive, rather than putting somebody behind bars for 25 or.
Don't that, like, what? Why do her job fucking matter? You know what I mean? Why do what she do matter? Like, this got to be a crazy lady, because no, it's crazy ladies that work at the fucking public aid office. It's crazy ladies with real good jobs. Yes. Okay. Does it matter what she was doing or who she was? No, it don't. It shouldn't. Okay. Dude, that makes it even more crazy. Like, dang, did you get into this position to take advantage of people?
28 years.
In all, Shires could face 28 and a half years behind bars. But that's not all. Another aspect of this case, too, is that she'll have to register as a
Cruella with the Dalmatians.
Tier 2 sex offender for 25.
That gotta be it. Blonde lady, just like Cruella. She got the blonde and the black going on. She just ain't got it like Cruella's. Yeah, she thinks she's Cruella.
5 years, at least according to the reporting that I've seen. So how would that label affect Peyton Shires in the future?
Yeah, Peyton Shires has a death sentence if she is required to register as a sexual offender. How in the world is she going to go out and get a job? Think about it. Employers are required to do background checks on all.
Hey, man, she on this bitch looking like trash right here and still looking kind of sexy, okay? And, hey, I know look, motherfucker was fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, okay? Shit, it's all right for me to say this bitch is decent looking, all right? I'm just shocked at why she need to go fuck a little boy, okay? That's all I'm shocked about.
All of their employees.
And they got some dick. Easy. Shoot, I think you know what has satisfied your lust more than a little boy is going prostituting. All right? Literally go put on the hot dress, maybe the little pink one you was just in, maybe the one you was pregnant in, and go walk the streets. You go do that. Walk the streets, just real close to the curb. Every time a car walk by, look at it. Okay, that's what the prostitutes do around here. Yeah, you could have had a lot of fun. Might have even ran into. God damn it! You know what? Never mind. I ain't gonna say that joke. Okay.
And if she tries to go to apply to get a job anywhere, especially
I gotta say it, but I'm not gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. Never mind.
Government job with a county or a city or the state or even the federal government.
I gotta say it. Okay. You could have went out prostituting. I ain't gonna say it. Never mind.
This is going to pop up on her record. So I don't know how she's ever going to be around students again. Let's talk about that. No school, no social services agency is going to.
Well, I would hope that she don't think she can go get another teaching job. That should be out of her head. You know what I mean? Like, even if you went to jail on DUIs, you know what I mean? You shouldn't think that you're going to get another teaching job for real. Okay, you're a criminal. Okay, so, but she gonna be straight. Her husband ain't gonna leave her, and if he do leave her, it's a rich motherfucker that'll turn her into a sex slave for sure, 100%. Like, here, just come stay with me. Still let me do whatever I want to do, and I'll take care of you because you cute. She cute, but this mouth right here, it don't look like it get that Glock 4,000. It's like maybe she throwback. That's a T800 right there. This is a T800 mouth right there. That's not the T1000.
Going to hire her to be around students. Why? Because now what she's done has put potential employers at risk.
Well, shout out to this man right here. This suit though, the tie, the shirt, I'm just noticing it. That's how clean he is. Like I couldn't even it wasn't even no reason to make fun of him. He's so sharp, I didn't even notice it. Okay. God damn, even the hair is on point. Like, who is this man? How old are you with this hairline, sir? You're handsome. No homo, no diddy. Okay.
A civil forum. So whenever we go after, when there's a perpetrator of a minor, we typically go after the employer in a civil.
My favorite white girl hairdo, that little flip and toss. Oh yeah, layered up. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She could have got cracked.
Court. We go after who hired her. We argue they didn't do an adequate background check. And in this case with Shires, they didn't properly supervise her. They negligently supervised her that led to her having her sexually abusing this young boy. So she has now put at risk all of her.
Look at it. You see the flip? It's hot. I like her chin. I like her neck. She got like, hey, I'm mad at this bitch. You could have easily went over to the projects and got, if you wanted to get taken advantage of or wanted to take advantage of somebody, could have went over there to the projects, found you a man of age, go 20. Okay, it's a young 20-year-old man out. Knock that box out. Cream pie you up.
Potential employers for being sued if something happens again if she is hired. So I mean, the only route I could see for Shires is if she somehow creates her own business, right? Becomes an entrepreneur and tries to start her own business where there doesn't have to be any kind of copious background check.
You spoke about.
Oh, and you know who gonna buy all her shit? Girls, other women. Okay, they women support women. They don't even care if she did something to a young boy. Okay. Now, when I say that, I don't mean all women, but there's gonna be a lot of women out here supporting. I bet you if you look online with this situation. I guarantee you it's a women's activist group fighting for her.
Civil lawsuits there, and that's something in this case.
Where are the feminists at in this situation? You never see them come out in these situations. If it's equal rights, why aren't y'all coming for this lady like y'all come for a man?
The family is moving forward with. So the 13-year-old boy and his family has filed a civil suit against the National Youth Advocate Program. They want at least $50,000. Do you think they have a strong case?
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I've done a lot of these cases, and I have currently right now I have about 7 or 8 cases against the
that flip, bitch. That flip looking good on you.
LA County Department of Social Services, Department of Family and Social Services, the similar agency to where Peyton Shires was hired, not for a counselor abusing a child, but because these kids were in danger, in harm's way, and then they ended up tortured, killed. Then we go after the county for failing to remove those kids when they were in danger. But putting that aside, I mean, I handle a lot of sexual abuse cases, and the monetary value of these cases is in the millions. I mean, they're saying they're asking for $50,000, but if they have a good lawyer, this is easily a 7-figure case. Why? Because of what we just talked about. The county where Shires work has an obligation to supervise her. That's an important factor. And then one of the factors that you've got to prove in these.
Oh, they're going to drop another picture. They've been playing all the same pictures. Now she here with the flip, with the tank top. I love my white chick in a tank top. And she got them jeans on. Oh, man. A little tattoo. Man, I'm mad at her. Okay? I would have took the bullet for him. Okay? Dang, this bitch.
these child.
In 7 figures, yes. I don't understand why they're going for 50,000. I'm going for the million. 13 counselor? Come on now. The boy was 13. She was a counselor. They put him in danger. They hired a dangerous person to counsel this young boy.
Sexual abuse cases is that the employer knew or should have known. Those are the two standards across the country. You only need to prove one or the other. The easiest way to prove it is that the county knew, right? So whatever county shires work for, what you have to do now, the lawyers for this young man have to now request or subpoena all prior complaints that were lodged against shires since she was hired as a social worker.
The easy part is to prove that the system knew, not that they didn't know. Because even if they didn't know, they're still liable. But it's easier to prove that they did know. Wow.
It becomes fair game. That's how you build the civil case. Was there a prior report, for example, of another patient she attended to where the minor child complained to her getting too close to him, or any kind of complaint that puts the county where shires worked at on?
And that's where Me Too come from. Okay, I get it now. So shit, this is anybody who was a student of this lady can come out and say she tongue kissed me, and who they gonna believe, her?
Notice that she might pose a risk of harm is the standard to a minor, then you've proved that the county knew that she could be a risk to this young man. The other standard that we use a lot, it's a little harder, but you can build a case, is that the county that she worked for should have known that she posed a risk of harm to young minor patients. How do you prove that? Well, you take depositions, you ask questions of supervisors. Hey, how much training did you give shires? How often would you supervise her? How often would you actually go into a session with her? Did you monitor her after hours? Did you do any review?
If she was monitored correctly and properly, none of this will happen. That's what he's saying. So I agree. Dang. Shit. And I love dressing up my dog, bitch. We could have been cool. Okay.
Views of her. So you build it, constructively by inference, basically. But look, in this case, you've got video, you've got the text messages, and by the way, in a civil case, the first thing you have to prove is that the abuse happened, right? People forget about that. We're talking about how to hold the county where shires work responsible. The first fact is, was this 13-year-old abused? In all the cases I do, sometimes that's hard, right? Because you don't have what you talked about. You don't have the text messages. You don't have the video. Then you've got to prove it through.
Man, I'm going to keep talking about how cute she is and how she's not dressed like a fucking whore all the time. So it's whores that don't dress like a whore. I knew that, of course. But she playing the part real well with her boyfriend, husband, baby dad, at least.
Through the testimony of a minor. But here, they have that. The 13-year-old has that. So I think this is a really solid case against Shire's employer, and this is easily a 7.
And that Dalmatian just growing up in every picture. They save some different pics for the end. They wanted to show this lady in all the good light. Like, show how hide your kids, hide your sons, hide your little girls, because there's women out here like this.
Figure case.
Law and Crime reached out to the NYAP for comment on Shire's arrest. They responded in part, quote, "Protecting children is everyone's responsibility. The National Youth Advocate Program is saddened by the situation involving one of our former employees and a young person served by our organization." The statement went on to say the organization is cooperating with law enforcement. Claypool says the case is unfortunately not uncommon, meaning there's important protocol employers should be following.
We should also talk about Shire's employer. Her employer needs to formally put in her employment record that she was fired. I have seen cases where teachers are accused of sexually assaulting a minor, and then that teacher ends up leaving the school, for example, and ends up percolating years later in another school, right? And then another school or another county looks to hire this person, and they look in they get the personnel file or ask the employer, and there's no notation in the file that this employee was fired, and then they get rehired somewhere else. That's putting aside the fact that if Shires is a registered sex offender, what if she tries to go get a job when she gets out of jail? What if an employer misses, right, doing a check to see if she's a registered sex offender? I've never done that, hiring people in my law firm. What if an employer misses that? Well, the second tier of protection is, how does the employer of the alleged molester handle the termination? I just had a recent case with an adult victim of child sexual abuse, and it was staggering. This guy that had molested in a police report 6 young girls in 5th grade, they let him go. He was eventually prosecuted, but they just okay, do you want to put in your letter of resignation? They let this guy resign. But for him being convicted, he could have very well have ended up being a teacher somewhere else. So that's a really important part of this.
Even if a conviction isn't made, Claypool suggests all inappropriate behavior should be reported and documented.
So let's even hypothetically say that there wasn't evidence to convict Shires in this case. It should be noted in her file, in her personnel file, that there was a report by a 13-year-old of her allegedly sexually molesting that 13-year-old, that the county in this case did an investigation, and that they either kept her on or let her go. But what's really important for employers across this country is, if you have somebody that was accused of molesting a minor, that better be documented somewhere, so that this potential molester cannot then go to another employer, and then that future employer calls up the prior employer. Hey, what do you think of this gal? Should I, any bad information? And they're like, oh no, she resigned. So it's super important in these child sexual abuse cases that employers are responsible. They document why an employee has been fired.
For now, Shires is being held in the...
Yeah, I believe Karen in human resources might not pass that information down on to the next employer. Oh, let me see where she's being held at.
Greene County Jail as she awaits sentencing. She's due back in court for that on June 27th.
June 27th. You know what? We're going to be paying close attention to this case, because my bad. I'm interested. I'm interested in this case, and we're going to keep a good eye on it, because why not have an update on that bullshit? So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you all. But before you get out of here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. But if you don't want to do that free stuff, guess what? It's other things you can do to help me out. It's a Cash App. Scroll on the bottom. You see it, okay? Send me $2. I know I told you 3 last time. Send me $2. Say, hey, Prez, you're doing a good job. Keep it the good work. All right? And until then, y'all have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Out.
Go. Give me the gold. I want the gold. The gold is to be in first place.